Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 982 and today we are back for another brand new video. Today's video we are here and you know what time it is. That's right ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is the Old Firm weekend and it's the day before, which means it's predictions time. Which if you go back and check my history, I have a 100% ratio on Old Firm predictions and 100%. Now granted that is 100% wrong every single time, never got one close to being right, but overall 100% law of averages, it's got to change. But it won't just be predictions. In today's video we will be breaking down some team news and what the manager has said and demanded for the players ahead of tomorrow's performance. So without any further ado, if you don't mind subscribing to the channel, that'd be absolutely tremendous as we're making our way towards that 24k dream. And as you can imagine, I'm probably going to need all the support I can get, especially given the subject. So yeah, let's just dive right into today's video then, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Rangers versus Celtic, 12:30 kickoff. Now it's all gonna be on the line. That is what's been said by not only the captain but the Rangers gaffer Steven Gerrard. They want the players to go out there and leave nothing left in the tank. And this game's actually a really interesting one, given a couple of wee important factors as well. One, it'll be the first time at Ibrox with the reduced crowd from Celtic, so it'll be interesting to see what that's like on the other foot and how the players react to it. And not only that, it's obviously the last game before the winter break, so both teams will be going gun-ho because there's nothing to save yourself for, there's nothing coming around the corner, which transitions me straight to what Steven Gerrard is demanding. He is demanding nothing less from the players than 100%. He wants them to run themselves into the ground and have to basically crawl themselves off the park. Now as you can imagine, there was actually a lot of questions from the media regarding the last Old Firm game, which if you didn't know, it finished 1-0 to Celtic at Parkhead, and Tavernier kind of came out and answered some of the questions and basically just said the players are a lot more in sync with each other now regarding how many players that they obviously signed the last time. They were still bedding in a lot of the players. Now they trust each other a lot more and they know how to play and get the best out of each other more than they did in the last Old Firm game. And also on the flip side of that, what Steven Gerrard has addressed is the fact that they played so poorly in the first half. That was one of the main things they actually discussed. They were so poor in that first half, they got the tactics completely wrong, they sat off them, they let Celtic play, but in the second half they went for a wee bit more, they got a wee bit more stuck in and they started to create things. So that is what he took away from that performance, that you can't start games against Celtic sitting back and letting them play. You need to be at it from the first whistle. And what I got from his interview, maybe reading into it, was the fact that the first Old Firm was a learning experience. He knows now what not to do and what to do to try and beat Celtic Football Club. I mean, you just need to look at even Hibs' game the last couple of weeks, how when you go after Celtic they don't like it. When you sit back and let Celtic play, they're as good as anyone. They'll just rip you to absolute shreds. If you're just sitting back, you're being scared, you're not being brave, you're not getting in their faces, they will pick you off. But if you go at them and you attack them and you get stuck in, that is when you start seeing some faults, and that is when you create chances against Celtic Football Club. Now before we actually jump over and get the injury list to see who's actually available for the game, because it's a weird one, don't worry, we'll get there. Well, I want to focus on something else that Steven Gerrard said. He says if the players come out and they play their A game, he is more than confident that they will get the result that he wants. And I think that is a massive statement. So he clearly believes in these sets of players that if they play to their best, what he saw in European football in a couple of games, even at Ibrox this season against very tough opposition, that they do have a chance. And I think that's the first time that a Rangers manager came out and said if they play their best, that he is confident they will get a result. The only negative about what Steven Gerrard just said is Rangers haven't played their A game for a long time now. The last time, really, right off the top of my head, was maybe Motherwell. The last time that were actually clinical, got forward and actually players played to their best of their ability. That was the last time I remembered. The last few games have been extremely poor, but it's an Old Firm game. Form goes out the window. Form just doesn't even matter in a game of this importance. But now it's time to jump over the injury list, and I will be addressing both Celtic and Rangers to give you the best possible update and regarding the game tomorrow. But let's start off with the famous, because it was extremely unusual. Now, if you followed this series for a long time, you know I come with names, I break it down and say who's injured, who's in contention, etc, etc. But for whatever reason, Rangers didn't release that list. They didn't speak about it. Even at the press conference for the game, Gerrard didn't name names. Now, clearly, he's probably doing that so Celtic can't plan against who might be playing, etc. Sort of keeping his cards close to his chest. That, I understand, but when you're trying to make videos, it makes it extremely difficult, so yeah, next time, Gerrard, help me out. The only thing I can actually update is on the Rangers side of things is that he named 2 or 3 players as being touch and go. The top of my head, the players that I think that may be what he's actually addressing is Connor Goldson, Gareth McCauley, and maybe Mr. Ryan Kent himself. Now, he's not been 100% ruled out, neither is Goldson, neither is McCrory, etc, etc. And it's frustrating. I really hope that if we do play with Connor Goldson that he's fit enough to play, because I absolutely admired that he came out in the second half and he played against Hibs, but you could see he wasn't right. He couldn't run, he couldn't shake it off, and he couldn't get off the ground to jump up for a header. So if he's going to play like that against Celtic, I'd rather not play him. I'd rather play Worrell, okay? Actually. The other name that a lot of people is probably going to be asking is Scotty Arfield, and I do believe that he will actually play in the game, but again, it's one of these 50-50 situations. Gerrard has addressed that. A couple of players are carrying little knocks, and he's leaving it to the last possible option to make a decision, so that's the last training session at the very last second. I mean, you could rule out 6 or 7 first team players for Rangers now. That is how bad it could be. Or we could be extremely lucky and they all play. I mean, what's the chances? If I was to hazard a guess who wouldn't be able to play against Celtic and who's not going to quite make the last ditch fitness test, it's going to be Ryan Kent and Connor Goldson. I don't believe both of them will play in the actual game itself. Now, jumping over to Celtic, however, they've obviously got quite a number of injuries, especially some key players as well. You've got Kieran Tierney. Now, a lot of the media is actually talking up the importance of Kieran Tierney's missing, how it's a massive blow for Celtic, how he's going to impact the overall build-up and play. But the one player I think is actually the biggest sort of loss for Celtic and the biggest gain for us is actually going to be Tom Rogic. The fact that he is missing is a massive boost for us, because you go back and look at what he's done every single time he plays us. He's either creating things or pulling strings or scoring goals. So that is a massive boost for us, and that is where we're going to take a step back and release, so you guys can get involved in the comment section below. I want to know some predictions and your goal scorers. Now, you've been up to date with the squad. Sorry I couldn't break down the Rangers injuries. Steven Gerrard's just keeping the cards literally pinned to his chest. While you're getting involved in the comment section below, let me know what your predictions are. I am going to hit you with mine. Again, 100% loss record, never won on the predictions on the channel, but the law of averages, I'm due a win, you know what I mean? My head's saying, say 1-1, CJ, just say 1-1, say Brox, couple of key players missing for both teams, it could go 1-1, right? That is where I want to go, but I am going to revert to the heart and go with the channel favourite, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Rangers 2, Celtic 1. I'm doubling down, alright? I mean, at this point, it's not even doubling down anymore. It's 12 times down. Dozen down. Sorry to interrupt this video. During my editing stage, I realised I forgot to say my goal scorers. That's how good I am. Thanks for subscribing. Anyway, my goal scorers are going to be pretty simple. I'm going to go with Nikola Katic from a corner, and my second goal scorer is going to be Captain Tavernier. But now it is time for a sponsor break, so I need everyone to grab their refreshments, because we need to toast the lads ahead of the performance. So get your drinks in the air. Now, not all of you did it last time, and we drew with Hibs, so do you want to take that risk again? Do you? Because it's in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it's decided. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, sponsor break. And now we have finally reached the part of the video where we jump over and see what the people on Twitter are saying. This one, I have no idea how it's actually going to go. So let's open up the poll right now. Well, okay, 1,549 votes, and it's still got a couple of minutes remaining. Thank you so much for getting involved. 11% votes for the draw. The 30% votes for Celtic, unlucky for some. Hopefully Celtic. But 76% of the people votes for a Rangers win. That is what we like to see, people. Now, let's see what they've actually had to say. Alfredo said head, tells me 1-1. But I'm going to go with my heart and say 2-0 Rangers. Press them high, give them nothing, and we'll win. Lafferty and Morelos to finally get their goals against Celtic. Tony Wilson says, mad, I hate saying this, but I can't see us beating them going on our last few performances. Michael Reid says beat 3-0. Okay. David Bluff says I'm hoping 2-1 Rangers, but I'm thinking 2-1 Celtic, but I'm going to go 2-1 Rangers. Could you have wrote that any harder, David? He also says remember to subscribe to CJ Novo 993 on YouTube. Well done, son. There's your shout out. Malky Curry says, that's mad. I can't believe only 15% currently think Celtic will win. I absolutely hope we win, but you've got to admit, them lot are still huge favourite. Mondo says, I never predict Old Firm games. That is your prediction, so you are a liar. And anyway, let's go rapid fire and let's end today's video. Dale Valentine says 1-0 to the famous Daniel Candeias goal. Lee Wren says Rangers 4-1 with a Jack sending off. And the last one we'll actually read out comes from oh shit, I closed it. Wait 1 second. And we're back. Owen Taylor, he says, no Goldson, so Shagger has nothing in front of him. 3-1 Rangers though. El Buffalo to score 2 and a pen from Captain Tavernier. So before we end today's video, you have heard the people's and my reaction. I want to ask you one question right at the end of this video to see how many people watch to the end. Do you believe Alfredo Morelos will score his first Old Firm goal? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel directly, the link for that will be in the description below as we close in on that new camera. And before we actually wrap up today's video, I just want to give a massive shout out to Georgina. She's a Beret. Dave Johnson's been in touch and let me know that she raised over £300 and collected a lot of Christmas gifts for a local children's care home. That's absolutely amazing, so shout out to her. She definitely deserves it. That's great to see, repping the Rangers family with pride. And as always, I've been CJ Novo 92. That has been Rocky Boy Johnson. Thank you so much for watching and bye bye.